श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ अखण्डानन्दसम्बोधः बन्दनात् जायते गोविन्दं तमहं वन्दे चिदानन्दतनुं गुरुम्. So yesterday we saw the disciple presenting in number of slokas, presenting two doubts. The first doubt is regarding the superimposition. So the similarity and all that, without knowing the object, how can I superimpose? All those doubts, valid doubts. And how to get rid of it? That is not the second question. That's in the same question. That's how the Upanishads treat. Okay. So there is one question which is regarding the superimposition. If that superimposition exists, then how to get rid of it? That is the first question. And the second question, more valid question, pertaining to the samsara itself. Why do you get into samsara? The simple answer is because you are associated with the embodiment. That is the answer. Simple. Then the disciple has this doubt. Okay, what you said is right. The causal, subtle body and all that. After explaining that, he is asking this doubt. Okay, if association with the embodiment, causal or subtle or gross, does not really matter. Association with the embodiment, if that is the cause for samsara, then Ishvara is also associated with the embodiment. If my embodiment is avidya, his embodiment is maya, though it is not different, but still. So, if I am bound, that fellow should also be bound. Why is he not bound and why am I the only person who is bound? That is a very valid question. So, he asked these questions, these two questions. That's the gist. Now, Guru is answering. śrīguruḥ. Edat sarva. So, he says, now in the next 14 shlokas, Guru is going to answer. Na tāvadayamekāntenātmā'viṣaya iṣyate asyāsmatpratyayārthatvādaparokṣācca sarvaśaḥ. Na tāvadayamekāntena atma aviṣaya iṣyate. Asya asmat, not atma. Asmat pratyagātmani sarvaśaḥ. Beautiful. So he says, Atma is not seen. Atma cannot be understood, grasped. This is what the problem is. We'll come to this again, but there is an important problem of Vedanti. Vedanti means? Vedanti is a word which can be used both for the student as well as the guru, the seeker as well as the liberator. Both. How? Like the word yogi can be used for the person who is learning the yoga as well as the person who is expert in yoga. They are both yogis. How so? There is a sutra, there is an aphorism in the Sanskrit grammar which says tad adhite tad veda. Tad adhite tad veda. He studies, he knows. So for both, the suffix is same. The declension is same. So yogi, he studies. Yogi, he knows. Vedanti, he studies. Vedanti, he knows. We are not talking about the Vedanti who knows, but we are talking about the Vedanti who studies, who seeks. The problem with Vedanti is because he has studied some Vedantic text, he will accept the existence of Atma. Say, Atma exists, he will say. But in the same breath, not even taking Atma exists. One second. No, he will not take another breath. He will say, Atma exists, but I don't know the self. This is the most stupid statement you can give. There is a paper. Do you see the paper? Yes. Does the paper exist? Yes. You see it and you say then it exists. Vedanta says it exists, but he says he does not see. That is the Vedantic dilemma. He says, Asya, so we don't know the self, right? No. The self is not understood. You cannot say the self is not understood, not known. It is known by everyone. Tom, Dick and Harry, the goat, dog and the pig. Everyone, everything knows the self. How? Yes, Asya asmatpratyayārthatvāda. Asmatpratyayārthatvādaparokṣācca. Viṣaya in the sense of understanding. Asya Atmana, this Atma is Asmat Pratyaya is the object of the knowledge I. Yushmadasmatpratyagocharayo viṣaye tamah prakāshavat viruddhasvāvayo. That is adhyasa bhasha. Yushmat asmat pratyagocharayo, that which is understood through the birds, that which is cognized through the words. Pratyagochara, cognized, understood. That which is no cognized or understood through the words, Yushmat and Asmat. You and I. You is object. I is subject for saying the subject-object relationship. So that otherwise Atma is neither subject nor object. Okay. Now he says asmat pratyayārthatvādaparokṣācca. This is the object of the knowledge I, which is self. Sarvaśaḥ praroksācca, and ever this is immediately experienced. Aproksha means immediate knowledge. It is an object of immediate knowledge, always. Sarvaśaḥ, always. Upanishad says, Yat sakshat aparokshat brahma. Aparokshat is not fifth case. Aparokshat is aparoksham, second case. This Atma, the self, is always ever experiential. You don't have to do anything to experience it. It is always experiential. Always experiential. Yes, whether you say, I know the self, I don't know the self, does not really matter. It is experienced by you. Ayam Atma tāvadayamekāntenātmā'viṣaya iṣyate. So we don't accept naiṣa. We don't accept Vedantins, the people who know. We don't accept this Atma, I am Atma, tāvadayamekāntenātmā'viṣaya, that it is completely unknown. We don't accept like that. It is known by everyone, always. How? We'll explain. prasiddhirātmano'styeva, na kasyāpi na dṛśyate, pratyayo nāhamasmīti, nahi asti pratyagātmani. prasiddhirātmano'styeva, na kasyāpi na dṛśyate pratyah nāhamasmīti, nahi asti pratyagātmani. Atmanah prasiddhi asti eva. Atma is prasiddha. Prasiddhi asti eva means prasiddhi. Prasiddhi means it is famously known. The famous state of the self is known for everyone. It is known by everyone. Atma is known to everyone. There is no problem here. Why? How do you say that? I'm just telling you, I don't know. Let me explain. Kasyāpi na dṛśyate iti na dṛśyate iti pratyagātmani. So, kasyāpi na dṛśyate. It is not an, I don't know, I don't see. It is not an object like that for any. Everyone sees. Everyone sees the self. But how I just said, I accept the existence of self, but I don't know. How do you say that I know? It says, pratyagātmani nāhamasmīti pratyaya nahi asti. Never do we have the knowledge in the self that I don't exist. Who says I don't exist? When 3-4 people gather together and they are discussing some subject, they are ignoring this third person or fourth person, let us suppose, in the group. After some time, this fellow will be looking at the face and say, I am here. Why do you people treat me like I am invisible? I am here. I exist. He stresses upon his existence. No one says, I don't exist. Even an idiot cannot say, I don't exist. Do you see me, my existence? No one will ask this question. You can have the doubt regarding something else, but not regarding your own self. There is a story which we say. There was this simple naive Brahmin who went to the market. He bought a small calf. Okay. Now he is carrying the calf on his shoulder. He wanted to raise a cow, so he bought this and he was carrying it on his shoulder. 4 mischievous, wicked people, they decided to fool this Brahmin. He's a naive Brahmin. So, okay. So the first person comes. Sir, where are you coming from? The Brahmin says, I went to the bazaar market and bought this calf. What? Oh, they all say that you are a naive person, but I didn't take for this naive. What happened? They cheated you. They sold a dog instead of a calf. Anyway, let me go. So he leaves that place. So, what an idiot. I bought a calf and this is a calf. And this fellow says it's a dog. He goes further down. And another person, the second in the group, he comes. What is that? Why are you carrying the dog on your shoulders? This is not a dog, this is a calf. Oh, you got cheated again. Okay, good day. He leaves. Third person comes. He says, oh, you see auspiciousness and all that, and you are carrying a dog on you? What kind of Brahmin you are? Now, anyway, hey, don't come closer. I'm going. This Brahmin got a doubt now. Is this really a dog? Am I cheated? So he sees secretly, he leaves that calf there, the dog there, and he runs away. You may have doubt regarding the other things in the world, but not your own existence. You will not ask somebody, do I exist? No, never do you have that doubt. Therefore, he is going on regarding this. Na kasyāpi svasadbhāve pramāṇamabhikāṅkṣyate pramāṇānāṃ ca pramāṇyaṃ yanmūlaṃ kiṃnu bodhayet. Na kasyāpi sadbhāve svasadbhāve pramāṇamabhikāṅkṣyate pramāṇānāṃ ca pramāṇyaṃ yanmūlaṃ kiṃnu bodhayet. Kasyāpi svasadbhāve. No one in this world, kasyāpi, for no one in this world, svasadbhāve means one's own existence. Pramāṇam na abhikāṅkṣyate. Pramāṇa means a means of right knowledge. Okay, means of right knowledge. Na abhikāṅkṣyate. No one desires. Kāṅkṣa, expects. No one expects or desires the means of right knowledge for one's own existence. No one desires, because everyone is very clear about their existence. So, how do you say that it is very clear? Because pramāṇānāṃ pramāṇyaṃ yanmūlaṃ, because of which all the pramanas get their validity. Pramāṇyaṃ means validity. Pramanas, pramāṇata, the pramāṇanas. Pramāna means valid proof. Let us simply put as valid proof. The valid proof gets its validity, the valid proofness, because of which self, how can you doubt that existence? Where did this come from? We were talking about my existence. Why are you bringing the existence of pramana? Why are you bringing the validity of pramana? Let me explain. It's a beautiful thing, actually. When you see it superfluously, you will not understand. For one's own existence, no one expects or desires any proof. Because this self is the proof. This self is that which gives proof for all the valid proofs. How can the self give proof for all the valid proofs? First, let us understand pramana. Pramana is to be understood as a means of right knowledge. Okay? Prama, karanam, pramanam. Prama means right knowledge. Karanam means pramanam. Pramana is a means of right knowledge. If it is not right knowledge, then it is called as brahma, not prama. Okay? So you have to be very particular about definition. Pramana means a means of right knowledge, not means of knowledge. Means of right knowledge, because knowledge is of two types. It can either be right knowledge or wrong knowledge. So you should not define wrong knowledge in your definition. Means of right knowledge. Okay, that understood. How did it get the validity? What is the purpose of pramana? Means of right knowledge. Where do you use means of right knowledge? To gain the right knowledge. Right? So, what is knowledge? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Brahman is of the inherent nature of knowledge, inherent nature of existence. Without that existence and without that knowledge, what will the pramana be of use? Pramana is to give the right knowledge, and the nature of the self is right knowledge. So the validity and the pramana has existence. So existence and its validity is established by self. So all the proof depends upon the self for the validity. So when this is so, kiṃnu bodhayet, which can establish this self, because this self is establishing everything else. What can establish this self in return? Nothing. Because without this self, nothing can exist, even the validity of validity. Okay, now, but as I said, I exist, but I don't know I. I am very particular about it. I exist, but I don't know I. Okay, then why do I say why do I don't experience me? If you say if of the nature of experience, why do I not experience? That is a valid question again. We'll answer that. māyākāryaistirobhūto naiṣa ātmānubhūyate meghavṛndairyathā bhānuhu tathā ayamahamādibhiḥ māyākāryaistirobhūto naiṣa ātmā anubhūyate meghavṛndairyathā bhānuhu tathā ayam ahamādibhiḥ. māyākāryaistirobhūto, Maya effects. Due to the effects of Maya, tirobhūtah, it is covered, it is veiled, it is made invisible. What? Esha Atma, this self. This self is made invisible, non-existent by the effect of Maya. Therefore, nāhamasmīti, we don't experience it. There is no surprise. If you say I exist, but I don't experience my existence, that is because of the effects of Maya. Like, how can you say the effect of Maya is hiding myself? Like, from today, from morning, it is little cloudy. We didn't see the sun. Did the sun rise today? Of course. How do you know? Clockwork. It always rises in the morning, whether I rise or not. But let us suppose you are inside a room, or you came out of jail or something. You come out. You don't know whether it's day or night. They have released you. You came out. You don't know whether it's day or night. You see, you don't see the sun. You see bright light. You understand the sun has risen. Even though you don't see the sun per se, which is hidden by the cloud, still you understand the existence of sun. That is what he says. Yatha bhānuhu meghavṛndairyathā. Like Bhanu means sun. Like the sun is a meghavṛndairyathā. Meghavṛndairyathā means a megha, cloud, vrndaihi group. By the group of clouds, tirobhūta is hidden. Like the sun is hidden by the group of clouds. Tatha, similarly, I am Atma. This Atma also, Ahamadibhihi, with I, etc. Wait. You said earlier that as I, not I am this, I am that. As I am, the self exists. That is what you started with. Yes. And now you say, Ahamadibhihi tirobhūtah. By I, etc., it is a hidden. Yes. By I, etc., I experience the self. By I am experience the self. And by I, the self is hidden. Okay. Is it not contradictory? It is not contradictory. How? Let me explain. The word I is used in different levels, different layers. When I say I, primarily the I refers to the self. But the same I can refer to the mind. I am not okay today. That is my mind is not okay. That there the I refers to the mind. When I say I am going, I am coming, the I refers to not the mind or the self, but I refers to the body. So the word I can be associated with different things in different places. Now here, aham adibihi, because of the ego, etc. The most potent of all the thought functions is ego. That is why until we have the ego, we cannot realize. How? Because for all the thought functions, this ego is the substratum. When you say, I have controlled all the thought functions, that is the stupidest statement, because you say, I controlled. That is ego. I don't see anything in my dream, or I don't see anything in the meditation. That is ego. The I associates itself with all the thoughts, because without, like we said, without the thought, there can be no existence of creation. Similarly, without the ego, there can be no thought. Understand? Without the thought, there can be no creation. Without the ego, there can be no thought. Every thought has ego in it. If there is thought, there is ego. If there is creation, there is thought. If there is thought, there is ego. Understand this. Because we say first person, second person, third person. Only when there is first person, there is validity for second person and third person. Without the first person, whether the second person and third person exists or not doesn't really matter. We don't care. Why should we be really bothered about it? So the first person is what is important. Aham. So this ego is the first thought which arises. I know, I don't know, I see, I don't see, I go, I come. In everything, I is the base thought function. On top of it, we construct all the other things. So he says, ahamadibihi, because of the I, etc., it gets hidden. It gets veiled, covered. But again, still there can be no possibility of superimposition. Why? What is the definition for superimposition? Paratra purudrishta avabhasah. That is what we said. Smrti rupaha. That is the definition in Brahma Sutra. Here we said paratra purudrishtasya avabhasah smrti lakshanah. This is the difference between Brahma Sutra and this. Paratra in front of you. Purudrishtasya, whatever you saw earlier. Avabhasah, it's a illusion. It's a image. It's form. It's knowledge. That is what is a adhyasa, superimposition. Now, paratra in front of you. That is what is the keyword, right? So it should exist in front of you. We already said while discussing this. We said I can see the rope, the snake on the rope in front of me. I cannot say the snake exists in the rope of the next village, this side or that side. No, the snake exists in the rope in front of me. That is how I see the superimposition, right? So I should have to see the self. Without seeing the self, how can I superimpose something else on it? So for that we answer purastha eva viṣaye vastunyadhyasyatāmiti niyamo kṛtaḥ sadbhirbhrāntirevātra kāraṇam. Purasthe eva viṣaye vastuni adhyasyatāmiti niyamo kṛtaḥ sadbhirbhrāntirevātra kāraṇam. Purasthe viṣaye, in the object in front of me. Vastuni, which is objectified. The object which is in front of me, which is seen, which is perceived, which is cognized, only in that eva, only in that vastuni eva, only in that object. Adhyasyatāmiti. This superimposition will take place. Only in the object which you see in front of you, only in that the superimposition will take place. Iti niyamaha sadbhihi na kṛtaḥ. This rule, niyamaha, this rule, sadbhihi, by the people who know, na kṛtaḥ, they have not done. They have not put any rule, any condition that only in the object which you see in front of you that you can superimpose. Sadbhihi. What is sadbhihi? Sadbhihi, we generally will translate it as sadhus. Sadbhihi. Why? How is the relationship between that? Sat and sadhus. Sat. What is Sat? Sat means existence. People who know about the existence, meaning the realized, the wise man. So, how? Because in Taittiriya Upanishad it says, असन्नेव स भवति असद्ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत् अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेत् वेद सन्तं एनं ततो विधृति. Meaning, asat eva sa bhavati, he becomes a non-existence. Who? A person who thinks the self as non-existent. Asat brahmeti veda chet. If he says that self to be non-existent, he is non-existent. He has no value. But if he says the self is existent, then the knower of self, the wise men, they call him, oh, this fellow knows. So, Sat existence, people who know about the Sat existence is Sadbhihi. Okay, so they have not put any condition, any rule, niyama rule, any rule that only in the object which you see in front of you can there be any superimposition. There is no rule like that. Then the superimposition is half-assad. It is without any rules. Is it so? I didn't say that. This is not the rule. That is what I said. If we don't say that, then I can superimpose the rope on mother of pearl or snake on silver. Any which way, does not really matter. I don't have to follow any rules here. Rope on snake or snake on rope. I don't have to follow. I can follow anything. So there will be no rule here. It will be complete mayhem. We say no. There is rule. There is a method to this madness. What is the rule? The only rule is we don't have to have the existence of the substratum and all that here. The only rule is bhrantirevātra kāraṇam. Atra bhrantireva kāraṇam. Only the erroneous knowledge is the cause. You have erroneous knowledge, you have ignorance, then there is superimposition. Ignorance is superimposition. Without ignorance, there can be no superimposition. Because ignorance is superimposition. Ignorance is not the cause for superimposition. Don't understand like that. People normally bring in the cause-effect relationship between ignorance and superimposition. Ignorance is superimposition. Without ignorance, there can be no superimposition. Superimposition means ignorance. Okay? So, bhrantirevātra kāraṇam. If you have erroneous knowledge, wrong knowledge, ignorance, then you have superimposition. That is the only cause, only rule for superimposition. Okay? We'll see. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādaya Purnamevāvaṣiṣyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.